What's up, family? I want you to go back to about, I don't know, 48 hours ago when Donald Trump, your president, said he was not allowing any nations to trade with Cuba. He wasn't going to allow anybody to bring any oil through. You're not going to be able to do that. You can't sell them any oil. Right now, I got my foot on their neck and I am trying to bring them to heel. Yeah, he was talking real big, you know. Remember, he was talking about the blockade, yeah. I got this totally under control. Cuba's next. Cuba's next. Well, the lie detector determined that was a lie because Vladimir Putin has his oil tankers flowing right on in there and making his deals. Didn't stop nothing. Yeah, fam. Check out this article per the Daily Mail. Trump caves over threat to Russia in humiliating U-turn. Yeah, Donald Trump has backed down on his threat to stop nations from supplying oil to the struggling island of Cuba. The president, 79, confirmed on Sunday that he approved a Russian oil tanker's passage to Cuba, despite his administration enforcing a virtual oil blockade on the island since January. Let me make this a lot bigger so y'all can read along here. President Vladimir Putin's efforts to force Trump to back down and relent on allowing the Russians to profit from selling oil to the communist regime appear to have succeeded. Cuba, which the president confirmed Sunday is next on his hit list for U.S. military intervention, has suffered a series of power shortages and blackouts since the Trump administration began to cut off the supply in January. Venezuela had been Cuba's chief supplier of energy until Trump ordered the capture of President Nicolas Maduro at the start of the year. Since then, no one had breached U.S. efforts to halt the supply of oil. A Colombian tanker was escorted away from the Caribbean nation by the U.S. Coast Guard last month. But sources told the New York Times that two cutters in the region were not deployed to intercept the Russian vessel. The Russian-owned tanker carrying around 730,000 barrels of oil was due to arrive in Cuba on Monday. And guess what, fam? It arrived with no problems. Okay. So here's the play, fam. It's one or two things that's happening here. One, Vladimir Putin and Trump are on the same team, and Trump is getting some money over here to allow that to happen. Or two, Trump is just shaking his boots and he's scared to bring that same type of energy to Russia. I suspect that it's the former. I think that Trump and Vladimir on the same team. They are way too cordial with each other. They're always right there with each other, no matter what's going on, who fighting over here, whatever. They always seem to have really, really cordial interactions. And like typically, the U.S. might go some years without speaking directly with them, with the presidents, visiting each other and all this. Putin's still coming over here. Trump's still going over there. They still kicking it, man. I do believe that they're on the same team. I do believe that Russia is an ally of Trump, not the United States, but he's an ally of Trump's. And Vladimir Putin understands that the way to get to Trump is with money. He knows that Trump will sell out anybody for some money. So he knows all he has to do